Here we go with the Monday Night Raw season premiere. Yes, this show was crazy. It was all over the place, but it was a pretty good show. Just gonna be talking about like different segments throughout this show. We had we finally got to see Strowman versus Keith Lee, and that whole match was just crazy. I thought I really wish we would have saw a winner in this match, but it was just sad though because Strowman, he's always the powerhouse, so it was kind of bad when Strowman he gave Keith Lee a low blow. I mean, at first the match was good, but I guess once Keith Lee was working on Strowman ribs, I guess that made him mad. So yes, Strowman he did a low blow to him, and then I was like, dang, that was messed up though. That was really messed up. But then Strowman, he did his big slam and he did the big boot for the victory. So then after the match, I thought it was cool. Keith Lee returned the favor by giving him a low blow, so he know how it feels. So I was like, damn man, that was crazy. Another part of this show that I like was when the Miz was talking about Otis, and he was basically saying like Otis does not deserve the Money in the Bank briefcase because I mean everything the Miz said was right. Like the Miz, he's been in WWE for so long. When he won Money in the Bank briefcase, he cashed it in on Orton. I remember that day. That was a crazy day, and all the fans was just shocked. I was shocked too. I was like, damn, like he cashed in on Orton. So I guess Otis, he's not really doing nothing with the briefcase. He's just going around and just having it as a lunchbox, which I think he really shouldn't. He should really try to win a title for that. That's why I kept saying like AJ Styles should have won the Money in the Bank briefcase. It shouldn't have been Otis because he not really doing nothing with it. Um, we had another good. We had a concert, y'all. We had Elias. Elias had a concert, and it was pretty good though. His first song he did was Amen from his new album Universal Truth, comes out next Monday. Um, he did his second song Lead Me Home. That was both his songs was pretty cool too. He had his band out there. They was all jamming with the guitars and all like that. Then out comes Jeff Hardy, and he almost hit Elias with that guitar because last week Elias hit him with a guitar, and I was like, damn, these guitars like they are so they break so easily. I like it must be some cheap guitars or something. But that was pretty cool to see Elias though, cause he hasn't been wrestling in a long time. We had Kofi Kingston versus Sheamus, and one of the funny things was they showed Big E, that's his partner from New Day on like one of those screens because they got the virtual fans in the arena. So I thought that was cool. This was a pretty good match though. I just thought that maybe Sheamus would have won because he really do need this victory since he got drafted on Raw. And as Kofi was saying, Sheamus hasn't been on Raw in 9 years, so I really thought maybe they would have gave this victory to Sheamus. But Kofi came out on top for this victory. It was a really good back and forth match. Kofi is still showing why he can hang with everybody, even though he is a part of the tag team champions. But Kofi was saying the power of positivity is never over. So I was just like, okay, that is true. Kofi and Xavier Woods are the tag team champions until somebody beats them. So That should be very interesting. And also, we will be having Elias versus Jeff Hardy at Hell in the Cell. So that should be a good match as well, too. Next, we had Lana versus Asuka for the Women's Championship. I couldn't believe that. I said, man, like, come on now. Like, Lana, I was like, I would have rather them let them have Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans should have won that Battle Royal last week. But it was Lana. She eliminated Natalya when Natalya thought she had everybody pinned. But here we go, y'all, with the Lana and Asuka for the Women's Championship match. Lana escaped the Asuka lock. The first time she escaped it. She got to the ropes and the referee's like, all right, back up, back up. Then Lana started doing these big kicks to Asuka. And then she got a 2 count. I was like, okay. But then y'all know what happened. Asuka turned it around doing that big kick to her. So that really stunned Asuka. But then then Lana did this big elbow. And I was like, whoa, okay, like Lana know these back elbows like Asuka. She was hanging in there for a little bit. But the second time around, Asuka got that Asuka lock on her. And that was it, boy. She tapped out. Then, of course, out of nowhere, Nia Jax, she attacks Lana again, y'all. And she puts Lana through a table yet again. I said, what is going on? Like, I couldn't believe that. Like, they must really like that idea of just putting Lana through a table. So, that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. So, I was like, wow. Then Shayna, she tried to attack Asuka, but Asuka knocked her out the ring and she just went on up the stage. And I was like, I got Shayna coming for her title as well too. So I said that will be good. We had Drew McIntyre. He was being interviewed about Orton. Said he met him when he was 20. Saying he is evil. He care about nobody but himself. I said that's true. That's Orton. So they're gonna meet up at Hell in the Cell. And I honestly hope that this is the last time that they're facing. Cause Drew McIntyre has beaten Randy Orton in 3 straight pay-per-views. So I'm just hoping that this is the last time we get to see this. And then we had a 4-way match for the women's tag team title. It was Nia and Shayna versus Riot Squad versus Dana, Mandy Rose versus Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. I was like, whew, okay. This is a pretty good entertaining match though. Riot Squad was flying around the ring trying to knock everybody out. But, you know, Nia and Shayna was still dominating, still knocking people out. Dana, Mandy Rose looked good, but it was just too much, too much Nia and Shayna. It really was, just too much. And, they got the victory. But I will say, Lacey Evans, boy, her woman's right hand is so vicious. I personally like to see Lacey versus Asuka. I think that would be a good match, though. That would be a good physical match, though. So I'm hoping soon we can see that match. I'm really hoping so. And we had Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles. This was a good match. AJ Styles came out there with the bodyguard, and I was like, what is this? Like AJ coming out with a bodyguard? Like this something different. So they start the match finally once the bodyguard got out the ring. The referee had to ask the bodyguard about 10 times to get out the ring. And I was like, yeah, man, like, let's start this match. So he finally got out the ring. They started wrestling. This was a pretty good match. But AJ Styles, he started working on Matt Riddle's ribs, and that stuff looked painful. Like Matt Riddle, he was really in some pain though. But he kept fighting back. He was doing those physical kicks to AJ, but AJ just kept working on those ribs, and it was just getting too much for Matt Riddle. So Matt Riddle did a superplex to AJ Styles from the top rope. So then once he got out once he got out the ring, that tall bodyguard was out there. So that kind of threw him off. And then once he got back in the ring, he got kicked straight in the head by AJ. Did the Styles Clash for the victory, and I was like, wow, that was just crazy. And we had The Fiend come out, Retribution came out, Hurt Business came out. I'm like, damn, everybody coming out on the season premiere of Raw. But you know what? It seems like the Hurt Business and Retribution. It would be nice if they were to face at Hell in the Cell. I don't know, they might, but they had a good match on Raw though. But of course, the Fiend comes out, and the Fiend just comes out and destroys Retribution. And Mustafa Ali was trying to run in the ring, but then Hurt Business was right out there, so he ran back into the Fiend, and he got a Sister Abigail. That's the Fiend finisher move, and then we saw Alexa Bliss on the screen. Let me in. Let me in. I was like, okay. But this was a good show on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. As you see here, everybody was there. It was a good show. So I'm really looking forward to next week. So hope y'all enjoyed the review. And until next time, woo!